The terrain here in northeast Syria is rolling hills, and even in the background you can see the mountains of Turkey. But in the past few weeks, this area has become some of the most strategic ground in the Middle East. Following the announcement of the pullout of U.S. troops from Syria, the surrounding nations want to fill that vacuum. Turkey to the north, Iran from the east, Syria and Russia to the west. For the time being, U.S. boots are still on the ground, but who eventually wins this tug of war will dramatically shape the destiny of the Middle East. Syrian leaders of this region are telling CBN News they have two major fears. First, the prospect of an invasion of Turkey from the north, and second, the possibility of Iran coming in from the east. They're caught in the middle, while Russia and the Assad regime are trying to pull these Syrians into their orbit. Some are saying they would rather deal with Assad and let Iran in than deal with Turkey. That would increase the danger to Israel exponentially. Without the presence of U.S. troops, they feel they'll be at the mercy of all these major powers. In addition, to the west, there's a new level of open warfare between Israel and Iran. It's all part of a new emerging Middle East. We'll have more reports here from northeast Syria, including what these new developments mean for Christians in the region. Some are openly talking about the possibility of another genocide. To understand more about the situation and what it means for the region, we talked with a chief spokesman for the Syrian Defense Forces, or SDF, Kino Gabriel. Well, Kino, thanks for being with us. You're the spokesperson for the SDF. Tell people, what is the SDF?
Well, for starters, you are welcome to be here. And from our side, the SDF is the Syrian Democratic Forces. It's an alliance of different military groups who worked in North and East Syria to fight terrorism and to fight for the security and the safety of the people in the areas of North Syria at the beginning. It was formed in 2015 by the unification of different forces, including the Kurdish YPG and YPJ, the Arabic Sanadid, and several other FSA groups, and the Syriac MFS Syriac Military Council. This alliance managed to repel ISIS attacks from Kobani and from Tel Abyad and other areas. And later, after the formation of the SDF, we managed to defeat ISIS terrorism from all North and East Syria. We managed to liberate several areas, including Manbij and the so-called ISIS Caliphate capital, Raqqa, and now we are in the final stages of defeating ISIS in Deir Zor area in Far East Syria.
So there was a big announcement by the United States, by President Trump last month. He said that the U.S. was going to be leaving. What does that mean for you, and what has that meant for the whole area right now?
I think it was a surprise decision for the area. We were and we are still having different projects and programs worked alongside the international coalition and the U.S. troops who are present here. We have training programs, we have support both logistically and military programs, and again we have I think the international coalition, we can say, has different programs to work with the civilian councils and committees who were formed in the liberated areas to rebuild the infrastructure and to work on the security issue in those areas, both with the SDF and with the internal security forces. And the international coalition, we are working to fight back the terrorist cells of ISIS and to prevent any terrorist attacks made by them or any other groups who are attempting to destabilize the area at the current time.
You talked about the fight against ISIS, and right now we're surrounded by a number of pictures of men and women who have actually fought and died in the fight against ISIS. Talk about them. I mean, we're talking about thousands of men and women. Is that right? That's
right. I think it's not only about the SDF. Also, the Syrian people gave a lot of sacrifices. As SDF, I think we have more than 9,000 or 10,000 martyrs who sacrificed their lives during the fight to defeat terrorism in the area, whether it was by Jabhat al-Nusra or by ISIS later. And alongside with them, we have so many international fighters who came here and fought alongside us and sacrificed their lives for the freedom and for the project of democracy that we are working here. Beside them also we have many international coalition soldiers, again, who gave this ultimate sacrifice to defeat terrorism. And for us, I think it is important at the current time because we don't want to see this sacrifice to go in vain and without the results we are hoping for, a decision to withdraw or the decision to withdraw from Syria put the area in an emptiness that is coming with the threat of the re-emergence of ISIS back again, because any kind of a chaos in the area would enable ISIS to reorganize and maybe to take back territory again.
You talked about the danger of ISIS. Now that President Trump has made this decision to pull out, what are the other dangers that are surrounding? We've got about 2 minutes left. What are the dangers from Turkey, from Iran, from Russia, from Syria, in your mind?
Well, from our side, I think there is different scenarios at the current time, and as forces and political representation of our forces is the Syrian Democratic Council. We are looking for several steps that can be made to ensure the safety of the area. But again, there is a big danger and big threat for the area coming from different players of the Syrian crisis. We have Turkey from the north. We have the Iranians and the Syrian regime from the south who are ready to attack and to take control over the area in Raqqa and Deir ez-Zor, and they already have their militias ready there. We have the threat from Al-Nusra Front and other extreme groups in the east, and of course the small remaining ISIS pocket in the east. Beside them, I think there are several matters that are in discussion with the international coalition currently. The security and the future of the imprisoned foreign ISIS fighters. We have hundreds of those, and what is the situation would be for them, and how we are going to deal with that if any attack happened on the area, and the risk of them being released or loosed or escaping from the prison. And alongside it, of course, the matter of the threat of the life of more than 4 or 4.5 million people who are living in North and East Syria.
Okay.